Good morning, beautiful people. Welcome. Thank you so much for viewing this video. It's great to be here sharing with you. This is day 2 of my sharing about my awakening work journey and sharing about offerings which are bursting forth from my heart for you to start this awakening journey yourself. So I said yesterday that today I would speak a little bit about what this work is, the form of it, how it happens, the structure of it, what you can expect when you come to a session. And I will be doing that at the end of this video. But I felt as well it was really important, what I was really with this morning when I woke up, was a sense of wanting to communicate a little bit about what this work can do for you. I believe that everyone, every heart, body, soul, spirit on this planet could do with this work. And partly that's kind of tongue-in-cheek, kind of marketing speak, you know, this what you need this work in your life and all of that, you know, that's out there in our world. And partly I'm having a cheeky wink to that by saying that. But on another deadly serious level, I absolutely believe from my heart that everyone needs this work. To wake up to who we are at our most fundamental, to live a full, rich life and be fully alive here, now, in every moment. I just wish that for every human being on this planet. So I do believe that everybody needs this work, and I would love to work with those people who are called to work with my flavour, and I'd love to begin the journey of guiding and leading you on the journey that I've been through and continue to be on to this day. So I was thinking back to when I very first started this journey, what my life was like. It's quite something to think back. And why I feel like everyone needs this work is, well, if you feel like these ways that I described, then I think this work can help you. So I remember this feeling of just being empty, feeling empty. I think Gabor Mate has this really useful descriptive phrase of the hungry ghost, kind of walking around feeling to some degree lost, feeling like there's a hunger and a thirst that just can't be quenched by anything. You know, we try, you know, I was trying, the motor of trying is just so strong. And I was using food, sex, cigarettes and smoking, drugs, alcohol, you know, all in ways to fill me. And there's nothing wrong with those things per se. I mean, food and sex can be the most ecstatic, glorious expressions of human pleasure. I mean, such beautiful heights of our human souls and spirits can be reached with them. And yet, when we're using them, and as I was, you know, over a decade ago, to try to make myself feel better, then they're destructive. And this is what I was finding. Nothing would fill this hole, this gap that I felt in me. And that's what doing this work progressively over the years, I've found by coming home to myself more and more, that desire to go out looking for something else to fill me up has gradually lessened. And of course it still comes up. Addictive patterns run in all of our psyches, and I'm no exception to that. And yet, when it comes up, I feel I have more capacity to relate with that as just an old pattern. And it doesn't run my life anymore. So, yeah, if you can relate to any part of that, and it's a spectrum. You may already have done lots of work on yourself, and, you know, you can parent yourself in those places to a large degree. But I believe that if everybody woke up more and more to who they were, everyone would be so much more fulfilled. So yeah, if that applies to you, this work I think could help you. Some of the other things that I'm just going to look back to my notes. Yeah, the constant mind looping around problems. If you find yourself in that, I can so relate, and you have my deepest sympathy. I feel like I just spent so many years in that, feeling things would happen and the mind would just try to work it out. And what I've learned more and more on this journey is that the mind works best and in its proper place when it's the servant of the heart. so much in our culture, and I think we're taught this from a very early age in our families, in our school system. It's in our culture that the mind is the ground of our identity. I don't know if you've seen this wonderful speaker, Ken Robinson. I used to be a teacher and I used to listen to Ken Robinson quite a lot, who is this beautiful speaker on education, really revolutionary thinker. And he was speaking about how we're educated from the head up, from the neck up in our education systems. That's what is being educated, it's the mind. We miss out the heart, we miss out the body. And when we do, then it's just this mind is just running like a computer. And I feel like I was in that for a long time. And this work has really helped me to come back to my heart, come back to my body, come back to the mystery that lives me. And then I can soothe the mind when it's trying to work out what life is, because it can't. And often that mind looping, I've found, comes from these early patterns in my early life, young wounded places that have needed love and attention and parenting. And once that happens, then the mind calms down. So again, if you can relate with any part of this mind looping, then this work could help you, could be for you. Yeah, and the inner critic, really a part of that as well. I felt I was very often stuck in this mind loop of this inner critic, very much taken on from my early family life. If you can relate to this, doing things and then beating yourself up for them, so painful. I think this work has really helped me to come back to my body again and recognize that those voices are not my voices. They are taken on, the superego taken on top of our ego. They're not even ours. And again, we can't stop these happening. But I feel I've been able to relate more with them when they come up and soothe them and recognize that's not my true voice. And then they can be let go of and my true being can emerge. So that's another way that I have come back fully more into the moment. And I believe that if you have this relentless self-critic, this work can really help you too. Then there were other things like poor boundaries. Because I had these places where I wasn't loved, and as a young child, as we all do, I was letting people in to hurt me. I hadn't fully strengthened my sense of self enough to say, no, that's not right. And now I live with very healthy boundaries, really can let people in, not let people in if I sense that a boundary needs to be in place. And that feels really healthy. These boundaries are movable things. And, you know, we don't want to keep life out, and we don't want to cause life to come too far in when it feels like it's not appropriate for us. And that's something that's really been helped by this work. So that's something this work can really strengthen also. Yeah, gosh, it's quite intense actually talking about all these things from the past, ways I used to be, because there's so much pain involved in it. And as I was saying yesterday, coming home to pain is really so much part of this work, as well as embracing our joy, our love, the mystery, the exquisiteness of being. So much to appreciate and so much potential. There is also the pain. And I feel like I've been talking about that quite a lot in this video, because I'm going back to how I used to be and the ways that I think this work can help you if you're feeling any of these things. But I just want to wax lyrical for a moment about the joy of being human and the preciousness of every single moment, and the fact that doing this work has enabled me to really relish my life, really be here so much more, for so much more of my life, so much more of my moments. And that is why I deeply want to offer this work to you, to people in my community, both online and in Devon. It feels so important to me to really embrace this preciousness, embrace this mystery that we're living. So yeah, just to bring the other side of things into this video too. Yeah, so the structure of this work, how does this work happen? What you can expect when you come to a session. So basically this work is in the lineage of inquiry. So it often starts with dropping into presence, dropping into being, allowing everything to rest in silence, in nothingness. And then from there, inquiries arise. Initially, in the beginning, we're very much concentrating on coming back into our hearts and bodies, into the moment. So there is very, very simple inquiry question. Tell me your direct experience now, or tell me what's happening now. So with one other person, you would answer, and that would bring you right into the moment of what's really happening now in your sensation, your sensations in the world, your sense in the body. Thoughts can be included too. How it feels to be with that person, the sounds you can hear, just to bring you fully into the moment. And then the other person would share their direct experience. And that becomes like a feedback loop to really bring you here. Then there's a practice called heart dialogue, which is an extension of that. So without asking the question, where each person is speaking from their heart, how it feels to be here. So those are two very simple practices that we will explore in the beginning in this inquiry work. And we will explore in movement as well, curiosity in the body. And there's so many other things that it actually feels is better to unveil in the moment. So, but the form is that we sit in circle, either online, on Zoom, or in person, and everything happens in that circle. People would relate with me in the circle one-to-one. There will be partner inquiries, group movement sessions, meditations for the whole group. So there are a few of the elements, just to give you an idea. And if you are curious to come and try this work this week, please do join me Saturday, 10:30 to 12 noon. I'm going to be online, I'm going to be on Zoom. If you private message me the link, private message me for the link, I will send you the Zoom link. And I will also be going live here on Facebook as well. I would love to share that time with you. We'll drop into presence together. We'll do a short inquiry, dropping into the moment. If you would rather not be paired with a person in a breakout room, you're more than welcome to be there, just witnessing, and using that time for extra meditation. And then there will be a chance to ask questions about this work at the end of that time. So please do come, bring your friends, all welcome. I'd love to share that time with you, and I look forward to seeing you then. Sending you much love. Have a blessed day. Mwah.